Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. Who would win in a fight between an African white rhino versus an Indian greater one-horned rhinoceros? This is the clash of the giants. The fight between these two creatures will prove to be exciting because both of these animals are strongly built. That is why it will not be an easy task for both of these wild animals. Once on the verge of extinction, these both species of rhinoceros have been successfully saved. Although these animals are now protected, but they are still threatened by hunting for their horns. So let's see what both will bring to the fight. Size. The white rhino is the largest species of rhinoceros in the world. An alternative name of this species is the square-lipped rhinoceros because of his square upper lip. The white rhinoceros has a massive body, large head and broad chest. This white rhinoceros can exceed 6,670 pounds, that is 3,000 kilograms, have a head and body length of 3.35 to 4.2 meters, that is 11 to 13.9 feet, and a shoulder height of 150 to 185 centimeters. White rhinos have almost no hair and they have a more pronounced shoulder hump than the Indian rhinoceros, which supports its large head. On the other side, the Indian one-horned rhino is much smaller than the African white rhino. The weight of an Indian rhinoceros can exceed 2,200 kilograms, have a head and body length of 3.7 to 3.8 meter, that is 12.5 feet, and height at the shoulder is up to 6 feet. Weapons. Every rhino uses their horns for fighting. The white rhino have two horns. The front one is averaging about 60 cm long. On the other hand, the Indian rhinoceros have only one horn, which is much more smaller and stubby than the white rhinoceros horn. The Indian rhino horn reaches an average length of about 25 cm, and the special thing is that during the war these horns play the most important role. Speed. Despite their huge large size and bulkiness, white rhinos can run as fast as 50 km per hour. On the other side, the Indian rhinoceros can run at speed of up to 55 km per hour for short period of time. Range and habitat. The entire population of white rhino is concentrated within South Africa, Namibia, Zimbabwe and Kenya. Their preferred types of habitat are grasslands and open savanna woodlands. Overall, white rhinos favor flatland terrains dominated by bushes. The Indian rhino are also called the greater one-horned rhinoceros. They live in the grasslands of northern India and Nepal. It is listed as vulnerable on the IUCN Red List. They mostly eat leaves rather than grasses. Behavior. The white rhinoceros are diurnal and most active during the day. They have a strong sense of smell and hearing, but very poor eyesight. Their social structure depends on age and sex. Female rhinos live in herds with their offspring, and young males will form their own herds as well. They mark their territories with urine and piles of dung. On the other side, the Indian rhinoceros are foremost active in early morning, late afternoon and at night, but rest during hot days. They are excellent swimmers, and like their African cousin, they also have excellent senses of hearing and smell, but relatively poor eyesight. Over 10 distinct vocalizations of Indian rhinos have been recorded. Males have home ranges of around 2 to 8 square kilometers that overlap each other. Lifespan. The lifespan of white rhinoceros differs between captivity and in the wild. The average lifespan of both males and females in the wild is 46 to 50 years. And if we talk about Indian rhinoceros that live 35 to 40 years in wild condition, but in captivity they are known to have lived over 45 years. However, most rhinoceros die unnaturally due to human poaching. Fight. So, let's find out who would win a fight between these two giants. Both animals can attack with brute force, have incredible stamina and equally intelligent. In a head-to-head battle, the white rhinos are far ahead of Indian rhino because the white rhino is much more bigger horn, has better defenses and more aggressive than Indian rhino. On the other side, Indian rhino's horn are too small to penetrate the white rhino's thick skin. So the Indian rhino would have a very less chances to killing the white rhinoceros. Moreover, the white rhino are more aggressive too. They don't hesitate to attack hippos, hyenas, lions and even elephant. But Indian rhino prefer to avoid fights. In many footage, it has been shown that Indian rhinos runs away like a coward on seeing elephant. Overall, it has been concluded that white rhino would win 8 out of 10 times in a fight. Thanks for watching.